Welcome back to Bible Quiz, the Bible channel of Bible lovers. What was the duration of mourning for Jacob in Egypt according to Genesis 50? Answer, 70 days. In Genesis 50 verse 3, it is stated, "And 40 days were fulfilled for him, for so are fulfilled the days of those which are embalmed, and the Egyptians mourned for him 70 days." This indicates that the Egyptians mourned Jacob for a total of 70 days, which was a customary period for mourning in ancient Egypt. In the beginning, what did God create according to Genesis 1 verse 1? Answer, the heavens and the earth. Genesis 1 verse 1 states, "In the beginning God created the heaven and the earth." This verse establishes the foundation of the biblical creation narrative, emphasizing that God is the creator of all things, including the heavens, the sky and celestial bodies, and the earth, the physical world. What did Rachel say to Jacob when she realized she could not have children? Answer, "Give me children, or else I die." Rachel expressed her deep anguish and envy towards her sister Leah, who was bearing children, by demanding Jacob to give her children or she would die. Genesis 30 verse 1. This statement highlights Rachel's desperation and the cultural significance of motherhood in her time. Jacob's response was one of frustration, as he reminded her that he was not in control of her fertility, indicating that it was ultimately God's decision. Genesis 30 verse 2. Rachel's plea reflects the intense emotional struggle she faced due to her barrenness and her desire for children. What did Lamech do that was significant in Genesis 4? Answer, he took 2 wives. In Genesis 4 verse 19, it is recorded that Lamech took unto him 2 wives. The name of the one was Adah, and the name of the other Zillah. This marks a significant moment in the biblical narrative, as it is one of the earliest mentions of polygamy in the Bible, highlighting a shift in family structures during that time. What did Joseph interpret would happen to Pharaoh's chief butler within 3 days? Answer, he would be restored to his position. In Genesis 40 verse 13, Joseph tells the chief butler, "Yet within 3 days shall Pharaoh lift up thine head, and restore thee unto thy place, and thou shalt deliver Pharaoh's cup into his hand, after the former manner when thou wast his butler." This interpretation came true, as confirmed in Genesis 40 verse 21, where the butler was indeed restored to his position. What did God create on the second day according to the book of Genesis? Answer, the firmament to separate the waters. In Genesis 1 verses 6 to 7, it states, "And God said, Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. And God made the firmament, and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament, and it was so." This indicates that on the second day, God created the firmament, which is often understood as the sky or heavens, to separate the waters above from the waters below. What did Jacob say to his sons when they were preparing to return to Egypt with Benjamin in Genesis 43? Answer: God Almighty give you mercy before the man. In Genesis 43 verse 14, Jacob expresses his hope that God will grant mercy to his sons in the eyes of the Egyptian ruler, Joseph, so that they may return with Benjamin and their other brother. This statement reflects Jacob's deep concern for his family and his willingness to accept whatever fate may come, saying, "If I be bereaved of my children, I am bereaved." What happened to the ark during the flood according to Genesis chapter 7? Answer: the ark floated on the waters. In Genesis 7 verses 18 to 19, it is stated, "And the waters prevailed, and were increased greatly upon the earth, and the ark went upon the face of the waters." This indicates that the ark remained afloat despite the overwhelming floodwaters, fulfilling God's command to preserve Noah, his family, and the animals within it during the deluge. What did Eve say when she gave birth to her first son, Cain? Answer: I have gotten a man from the Lord. In Genesis 4 verse 1, Eve expresses her joy and gratitude to God for the birth of Cain, saying, "I have gotten a man from the Lord." This statement highlights her recognition of God's role in the creation of life and the significance of her firstborn son. What did God do on the seventh day after creating the world? Answer: he rested from his work. According to Genesis 2 verses 2 to 3, "And on the seventh day God ended his work which he had made, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made. And God blessed the seventh day, and sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all his work which God created and made." This passage highlights the significance of rest and the sanctity of the Sabbath, marking it as a day of rest after the 6 days of creation. What an enlightening journey we've embarked upon as we explored the foundational stories of Genesis. We delved into the creation, the patriarchs, and the profound lessons woven throughout the fabric of this incredible book. Whether you aced the quiz or discovered new insights into these timeless narratives, your engagement means the world to us. If you enjoyed this quiz and gained some new understanding along the way, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Thank you for joining us on this enriching expedition through Genesis. May your days be filled with wisdom and clarity as you continue to explore God's promises and stories. Until next time, stay curious and eager for more. God bless you, and we can't wait to see you in our next adventure.